Massive win this past weekend for Birmingham City as they close in on #1 spot and the title, that's right. But is there any hope for anyone else to join them in the Championship next season? We're going to take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today is all about matchday number 35, I believe, in a double match week over in League One. And we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. One-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, League One, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, monster win for Birmingham this past weekend to go, I don't even know, 14 points clear of third place Wrexham. But that's not what we're talking about today. Realistically, we want to know who's going to join Birmingham in the Championship next season. Will it be Wycombe? Will it be Wrexham? Will it be Stockport? Goodness gracious me. Who knows? We'll get into all of that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members. Big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. Of course, what we're going to do now, though, is revisit those last round of games. My predictions, of course, the scorelines. Then kick on forward to this match week coming at you in a double match week. That's right. No prediction league update. Just keep doing your thing. And it is a bit of a weird time this week. I'm going to be on vacation for the good part of the week, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do the second set of games. We'll see. I don't know if I'll leave it till Friday or what, but anyway, we'll see. Anyway, let's jump in the deep end and have a look at what went on this past week. And of course, Birmingham, massive 2-1, a massive 1-0 win over Wycombe, on with a 2-0 win. Wrexham did draw with Bolton, on with a 2-1 home win. Barnsley 7-0 win against Leyton, 4-3, on with a 2-1 win. Rotherham with a 3-2 win over Bristol. Rovers, I went with a 1-1 draw. Burton Albion did draw with Mansfield, I went with a 2-0 win. Cambridge make it another win under Neil Harris, 2-0 winners over Crawley, on with a 2-1 win. Exeter with a draw against Northampton Town, on with the home win on that one. Charlton 2-1 winners over Leyton Orient. Massive win for them, all promotion playoff hopes. Peterborough with a 3-1 win over Shrewsbury. That's, of course, boosting their relegation hopes. Huddersfield 2-1 winners over Stevenage. They're right back in the thick of things as well. Stockport County did beat Blackpool 2-1 on with a 2-2 draw and probably puts a bit of an end to Stevie Bruce's campaign for Blackpool. And then Reading 2-1 winners over Wigan, which cost a man his job. Sean Maloney is no more, guys. But this is the table as it stands. It is Birmingham 76 points clear as you like. Wycombe are in second, but can you back them? Can you back them to go the distance? I don't know. Wycombe are just 2 points adrift, so that is very, very close. Stockport could also even get into the top 2, which would be absolutely bonkers. Huddersfield and then Charlton make up a spicy top 6. Leyton are a bit of on the wane there. Bolton, of course, could get into the top 6 there with a win in their next match as well. Reading not out of it yet. Neither are Barnsley. Black is probably top 10 and above realistically. Going down though, Shrewsbury do look lost. Crawley and Cambridge got a bit of a fight in those legs, and Burton within striking distance of getting out in that top 6 still, but they have played the game more. So that's the situation there. This is the link for the prediction league. Keep doing your thing. But these are the next round of games coming at you this coming Tuesday. In a double match week, that's right. We're going to start with a trip to Blackpool. Bloomfield Road is the venue, up against Peterborough. Of course, Stevie Bruce's boys up against Darren Ferguson. That's right. Goodness gracious me. It's like a twilight zone. Blackpool and Stevie Bruce coming into on 1 win of the last 6. They're 11th right now, 44 points for the season. Up against Peterborough and Darren Ferguson, who are 17th right now, 37 points for the season. They're unbeaten in the last 4 matches, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They've got pretty good form right now, 75% form. They're taking on Blackpool. They played 27 times since 2002, 13 wins for the Tangerines, 11 wins for the Posh, 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Bloomfield Road, in the league, it was a what are we looking at here? It was a 4-2 win for Peterborough back in October 2023. That was in League One. Meanwhile, the Posh on the back of a 5-1 win over Blackpool at their own place earlier in the season. Blackpool on the back of that 2-1 shock loss to Stockport. Not a shock loss, but 2-1 win to Stockport County. Peterborough with a 3-1 win over Shrewsbury to make a very, very good week for those guys. The odds for this one, Blackpool are favoured for the victory. Peterborough still struggling a little bit. I'm going with the 2-0 win. That's pretty much, they've got to be near faultless if they're going to be in that playoff discussion are Blackpool. Meanwhile, Bolton, though, are in the mixer here. They're going to be taking on high-flying Birmingham in a bit of a spicy game. Coming at you over at the Community Stadium, or whatever, the Reebok or whatever. Bolton under Stephen Schumacher, 7th for the table, 54 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last Up against Birmingham under Chris Davies, 92% form for them right now. Unbeaten in at least the last 6, probably much more than that. They're top of the pops with 76 points. They played 38 times since 1993, 14 wins Bolton, 15 wins Birmingham, 9 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Bolton, it was a 1-0 win for Bolton back in August 2018. That was in the Championship. The reverse fixture at St Andrews was a 2-0 win for Birmingham. Bolton on the back of that 0-0 draw against Wrexham. They are unbeaten now in the last 3. Up against Birmingham, who of course 3 clean sheets on the spin for those guys. The odds for this one, Birmingham are fancied here. Bolton, of course, underdogs. Not for me though. I'm going to back Schumacher's boys with a 2-1 win at their own place to dent Birmingham's hopes here. But of course, we already know where that's going, don't we? Meanwhile, Cambridge up against Stevenage, bit of a boost here, maybe for Neil Harris. Back-to-back wins, 22nd in the table, 29 points for the season. Up against Stevenage and Alex Revel, just 1 win in the last 6. They played 30 times since 2005. 12 wins Cambridge, 14 wins Stevenage. 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Cambridge, it was a 2-1 win for Stevenage back in August 2023. The reverse fixture at Stevenage, it was a 2-0 win for Cambridge. That's right. Cambridge on the back of a 2-0 win over Crawley, back-to-back clean sheets. Stevenage on the back of 3 successive defeats. All of those games were at home. The last away game, though, also a defeat. So, in fact, they're on a right old stinky bit of form right now. Actually, tell a lie. Their last away match was a 1-0 win over Shrewsbury. The odds for this one, then, Stevenage are slightly favoured on this one. Might be a bit of money to be made on it on Cambridge. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win myself. Neil Harris's boys to make it 3 wins on the spin. Charlton against Barnsley, probably the biggest game on the agenda this week. Charlton are in 6th up against Barnsley, who are 10th. Just 4 points separate the two sides. A win for Barnsley will put them right back in the thick of things. They have played 27 times since 1993. 9 wins Charlton, 8 wins Barnsley, 10 draws between the two sides. Charlton under Nathan Jones just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against Barnsley and Darryl Clark, who won 3 on the bloody spin. Last time around at the Valley, it was a 2-1 win for Charlton back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-2 draw over at Oakwell back in October. Charlton on the back of a 2-1 win, massive win over Leyton Orient. Barnsley with that 7-goal thriller over Lincoln. Goodness gracious me. The odds right here, right now. Charlton should be favoured, of course. Barnsley the underdogs, but you can't rule them out. Got to go with a 2-0 win though, Charlton. I think under Nathan Jones, they just ain't. There's no stopping them at the moment. I think they are definitely a contender for the playoffs. If not more than that. Actually, there's another big one. Huddersfield Town up against Wrexham. Goodness gracious me, Huddersfield are in 5th under Michael Duff. 58% form for them right now. Up against Wrexham under Phil Parkinson. Phil Parkinson, of course, is in with Wrexham. They are 3rd, 62 points for the season. They're on 58% form, just 1 win in the last 4 matches. They played 4 times, these two clubs, since 2004. 2 wins Huddersfield, 1 win for Wrexham. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around over at Huddersfield in the league, it was a 2-1 win for Wrexham way back in November 2004. Meanwhile, Wrexham on the back of a 0-0 draw against Huddersfield in Wales back in October. Wrexham on the back of a 0-0 draw against Bolton. Huddersfield with that 2-1 win over Stevenage. Goodness gracious me. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at it. Huddersfield are fancied for the victory here by the bookies. Wrexham are the underdogs. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, point bag. Doesn't really give Huddersfield much boost in the long term. Meanwhile, Lincoln City up against Crawley Town over at Sinsel Bank. That's right. Muskabula's boys are in 13th for the table, 43 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Crawley under Robbie Elliott, who are 23rd, 29 points for the season. They're winless in the last 5. They played 6 times in 2017, 2 wins Lincoln, 3 wins Crawley. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around over at Sinsel Bank, it was a 1-0 win for Crawley back in September 2018. That was in League 2. This time around, they played twice already this season at Crawley in the league. It was a 3-0 win for Crawley. Also in the cup at Crawley, it was back in November. It was a 7-goal thriller going in favour of Lincoln, 4-3 in the end. Lincoln, though, on the back of a 7-goal thriller themselves, losing to Barnsley. Crawley losing to Cambridge most recently. The odds for this one are, what are we looking at? We're looking at Lincoln, massively fancied. Of course, they are going to go with a 1-0 win, just a 1-0 win over Crawley in the end. Meanwhile, Mansfield Town up against managerless Wigan. Of course, Nigel Clough's boys up against who will be, I don't even know. Of course, Mansfield under Nigel Clough, 16th in the table, 39 points for the season. They're winless in the last 11 up against Wigan under Sean Maloney. Just 1 win. Actually, when I say under Sean Maloney, that 1 win was under Sean Maloney, but he's no longer there. 33% form for them. They played Mansfield 3 times since 2003. 2 wins Wigan, 1 for Mansfield. No draws. Last time around in the league over at Mansfield, it was a 2-1 win for Wigan way back in January 2003. The reverse fixture this campaign was a 2-1 win for Mansfield at the DW. They also played each other in the FA Cup in the 3rd round. Wigan beat Mansfield back in January. Mansfield on the back of that draw against Burton most recently. Wigan losing to Reading, which of course was the final straw for Sean Maloney. The odds right here, right now. What are we looking at? Mansfield are, of course, favoured. Wigan, of course, not so much. I think there will be a bit of a response here from Wigan. We're over the 1-0 win. Mansfield are in the slump. Wigan, of course, will be responding well in some capacity. So I'm going to go with the 1-0 win. Meanwhile, Northampton Town over against Stockport County over at Sixfields. Northampton Town under Kevin Nolan, just one win the last 4. They're 18th with 37 points for the season. Up against Stockport, David Shalana, just one defeat in the last 6. They are 4th with 60 points for the campaign. They played 11 times in 2002, 4 wins apiece and 3 draws. That's right. Last time around over at Northampton Town, it was a 2-1 win for the hosts back in September 2022 in League 2. The reverse fixture at Stockport was a 1-1 draw over at Edgeley Park. Last time around, of course, for Northampton Town, they drew with Exeter. Stockport picking up that 2-1 win at home to Blackpool. The odds for this one, Stockport massively fancy. Northampton Town will struggle. 2-1 winners, Stockport taking it this midweek. Rotherham United up against Leyton Orient coming at the New York Stadium. Rotherham under Steve Evans, just one win the last 6 up against Orient under Richie Wellens. 3 defeats on the spin right now as Richie Wellens' stock is taking a bit of a plummet. They are 8th with 53 points up against Rotherham, who are 14th with 41 points. They played 6 times in 2006, 3 wins Rotherham, 2 wins Orient, 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Rotherham back in February 2014. The reverse fixture this campaign over at Brisbane Road, it was a 1-0 win for the Orient. That's right. Orient on the back of that 2-1 loss to Charlton. Rotherham picking up a cheeky, massive, important 3-2 win over Bristol Rovers. Rotherham will just about have it in the bookies here, but it could go either way. I'm going to go with the Orient. Bounce back ability. I think this could be the end very soon because the turnaround Rotherham United had at the start of the season and Steve Evans coming in with his wondrous stuff he did at Mansfield. You would expect big things from Rotherham, but it looks to be a bit of a massive failure, this project. So I think he is going to go out, and I think Paul Warner will be back. We'll see. Shrewsbury Town up against Bristol Rovers coming to at Shrewsbury. That's right. Gareth Ainsworth's boys are winless in the last 5. They've actually lost 4 in the spin. They're rock bottom with 27 points for the season. Up against Bristol Rovers under Ignell Calderon. They are winless in the last 3. They're 20th with 35 points. They played 26 times in 2003. 8 wins Shrewsbury, 11 wins Bristol Rovers. 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a 2-0 win for Bristol Rovers back in September 2023. The reverse fixture at Memorial Field was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers back in October. Last time around, Bristol Rovers losing 5-goal thriller to Rotherham. Shrewsbury also losing a 4-goal thriller to Peterborough. Shrewsbury are favoured on this one. Bristol Rovers not so much. I'm going with a 2-1 win. Gareth Ainsworth needs to start winning back-to-back. Meanwhile, Wycombe up against Burton Albion over at Adams Park. That's right, Mike Dodd's Wycombe. Second at the table, 64 points for the season. Just one win, though, in the last 6 up against Burton under Gary Bowyer. Just one defeat in the last 6. They're on 58% form and they're 21st. In the table, they played 19 times to 2010. 9 wins Wycombe, 8 wins Burton. 2 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue was a 0-0 draw back in August 2023. The reverse fixture, a 3-2 win for Wycombe at Burton over at the Pirelli. Burton on the back of that 1-1 draw at home to Mansfield. Wycombe on the back of a 1-0 loss to Birmingham. And they make it back-to-back games without a goal. What are we looking at here? Wycombe massively fancied here by the bookies, but I just don't see it at the moment. I'm going with my boy, Gary Bowyer, with a draw on this one. And then finally, Reading are in the mixer here, of course, with Noel Hunt up against Exeter under Gary Caldwell. 5 times they played since 2014. 4 wins for Reading, 1 win for Exeter. There's been no draws. Exeter under Noel Hunt, 9th at the table, 53 points for the season, up against Exeter under Gary Caldwell. Just 1 win in the last 6. They are 19th in the table. Coming at you last round at the Matchday, it was a 3-2 win for Reading back in New Year's Day 2024. The reverse fixture at Exeter, St James's Park. It was a 2-1 win for Reading back in October. Exeter on the back of that draw against Northampton Town. Reading with a 2-1 win over Wigan most recently. The odds right here, right now. Reading are fancied for the victory here. I'm going there as well. 2-0 winners. It could be a good end to the season for Reading, because they could be the form team to stop. That's my picks, and this is what I see will happen in the table. It doesn't really do much movement for Reading, but they're still in the mix, and a win could see them get into the playoffs at the right time. It is a double match week, so by the end of the week, who knows? But one thing ain't going to change, and that's Birmingham will be top. No matter what, Wycombe will be in second spot, and of course, the chasing pack. Going down, Crawley, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, and then Burton. That's my picks. Make sure you get your own picks in using the link down below. Until then, I'll see you soon for the next one, guys and girls. Until then, we are done.